what a view. Okay, I'm just gonna get set up real quick. Let's see. Oh, this way. Okay, maybe that. Okay. While I get set up, feel free to grab a cup of coffee, get settled yourself. Good morning. Whoa. Whoa. The heat seas are cold. What is that? Oh, it's a fishing lure. Well, I'm gonna take that home with me and throw it in the trash. It's got a hook on it. Good morning. Thank you for being here with me today. Before we start, I would like to invite you to take a few deep breaths just to kind of find our center. Breathe in love. Breathe out love. For the last one, make it the biggest breath you've taken all day. Man, I am so thankful to be here. Next to this beautiful water. Water is life, you guys. Whew. Okay, let's get started. Today is October 3rd. My name is Sarah. Thanks for joining me Thanks for joining me in this devotional today. I hope you can hear me okay. Big Failures is the title of the devotion today. And the verse at the beginning of the devotion is Ephesians 4:17. With the Lord say this, live no longer as the Gentiles do, for they are hopelessly confused. Their minds are full of darkness, they wander far from God gives, because they have closed their minds and hardened their hearts against him. They have no sense of shame. They live for lustful pleasure and eagerly practice every kind of impurity. There's a subtle strategy Satan uses to take control of our lives. The Bible calls it lasciviousness, and it means to have no restraint. Lasciviousness has been preached as being extreme immorality, but it doesn't start out that way. It begins with just a few seemingly innocent thoughts. Then those thoughts grow and grow until they begin to produce serious sin. One afternoon, as a 9-year-old boy, for example, I just yielded to the desire to curse. I knew better, but I did it anyway. I had a relative who was so good at West Texas cussing that I thought he invented it. I was intrigued and I wanted to try it. When I let go of all restraint and began to say those curse words, something evil moved in on my thinking that seriously affected me for some 20 years. A law was set in motion. As a result, my flesh gradually became boss over my entire being. Don't let Satan use the strategy of lasciviousness on you. Make up your mind and heart today to obey God in the little things. when you obey God in the little things, it makes it easier to like trust Him with the big things too. Avoid big failures by walking in His Spirit, one small step at a time. Major victories will eventually be yours. I have a little note. Okay. When I started listening to Spirit about small things, it got easier to interpret answers to questions that I would ask about the big things. Letting fear or worry stop you from listening to Spirit is letting Satan win. And then the verse at the end of the devotion is Ephesians 4:22 through 31. So basically we're reading Ephesians 4:17 through 32. Because I'm not going to just leave out like one or two verses. I'll just start over at the beginning. Ephesians 4:17. Living as children of light. With the Lord's authority, I say this: live no longer as the Gentiles do, for they are hopelessly confused. Their minds are full of darkness. They wander far from the life God gives because they have closed their minds and hardened their hearts against Him. They have no sense of shame. They live for lustful pleasure and eagerly practice every kind of impurity. But that isn't what you learned about Christ. Since you have heard about Jesus and have learned the truth that comes from Him, throw off your old sinful nature and your former way of life, which is corrupted by lust and deception. Instead, let Spirit renew your thoughts and attitudes. Put on your new nature, created to be like God, truly righteous and holy. Put on your new nature, created to be like God, truly righteous and holy. Stop telling lies. Let us tell our neighbors the truth, for we are all parts of the same body. And don't sin by letting anger control you. Don't let the sun go down while you are still angry, for anger gives a foothold to the devil. If you are a thief, quit stealing. Instead, use your hands for good, hard work, and then give generously to others in need. Don't use foul or abusive language. Let everything you say be good and helpful, so that your words will be an encouragement to those who hear them. And do not bring sorrow to God's Holy Spirit by the way you live. Remember, He has identified you as His own, guaranteeing that you will be saved on the day of redemption. Get rid of all bitterness, rage, anger, harsh words, and slander, as well as all types of evil behavior. Instead, be kind to each other, tender-hearted, forgiving one another just as God, through Christ, has forgiven you. If anger and bitterness and rage is something that you have a hard time letting go of, I would like to invite you to reach out and contact me. I would like to speak with you about moving forward past those emotions. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a really, really good day. I think I'm gonna take my socks off and do a little bit of grounding, and I would urge you to do the same. Okay, bye.